Hey, welcome to the Draway. I'm glad you're here. Yes, I'm inside. I'm inside because it's too dark outside and I have to do the show earlier than usual, so I have to do it from inside. But I'm glad you're here at the Draway. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 100,000 and I need your help. So I got a much different Draway for you today. I have some things I want to talk to you about, but don't go anywhere. We got a great show. Let's go. Okay, welcome to the Draway. I'm glad you're here. The thing I want to talk to you about is a little different than normal because I just want to make an observation. And I've been making that observation over the last few years, and I want to get your opinion on it. And it has to do with kind of, if I was putting it out, it would be ECH, 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 empathy, community, and kindness. When you think about different groups of people, empathy, community, and kindness. And what I mean by that is, if you think about, in general, Asians, in general, if you think about the Asian people, it's very easy to imagine empathy, community, and kindness, because that is what I have experienced every time I have been around people in the Asian community and Asian friends of mine. Anytime I think of those three words and I'm comfortable using those three words with the Asian community. And then I start thinking about the Hispanic community and the Hispanic people that I know. And I think of the exact same thing. I think empathy, I think community, and I think kindness, because anyone that's been around Hispanic families understands they're really not that different than Asian families. It's really not that different. And then I started thinking about, black people and, what we call African Americans or whatever you want to say. And once again, empathy, community, and kindness. And I would say out of all three, the empathy and the kindness are there, but I don't know that the Black community is always there. I would say out of the three, that's their weak spot. But at the same time, what I've noticed in my lifetime is the amazing talent. And when I say amazing, I mean the best artists, the best musicians, the best athletes, some of the greatest scientists. They're all Black. You soon have to realize that not only do they have empathy, community, and kindness, but just overall, as far as looking at individual groups, they have the most talent by far. By far. And lastly, white people. Empathy, community, and kindness. No. I can't put them in the same. No, because whenever there's community, whenever it seems this way in my experience, whenever white people get together, it's about hating others. Yeah, and I bring all of this up, and I know it's a very touchy subject whenever you start to generalize about groups, but I'm trying to have a conversation here because with Donald Trump coming into office, I feel the whiteness. I feel the exclusion of others. And those others we're excluding are the black group, the Asian group, the Hispanic group. And when you exclude them and you get more white, there is no empathy. There is no real community. And there certainly is no kindness. And history kind of shows us that. The KKK, the Nazi regime, it just seems that when white people get together, it's about hate. And that's the way I'm feeling the first few days of a Donald Trump presidency. I feel that the people of empathy, community, and kindness are being pushed away, and it's being replaced by overwhelming hate. Let me know what you think in the comments. There's a lot more Draway to come. Stay right there. Welcome back. Welcome to the Draway. Like I said, this is going to be a slightly different show, maybe because it's inside, or maybe it's just because of the mood I'm in. But I've noticed that the mood of the country has kind of changed in the last week. And I think that's in large part because of the new regime that has taken place and has kind of put everyone on alert. And the thing that I thought was so funny was, here's the president of Mexico showing a map calling the western half of the United States Mexican American. And that's the feeling that I'm sure is going around the world, because whoever Donald Trump seems to talk to around the world, he seems to kind of piss them off, because he just has a certain amount of arrogance about him that doesn't go over well with leaders around the world. And we oftentimes need those people. And we're about to find out for the next 4 years what it's like to go alone on many things, because Trump is obviously not well liked. And a perfect illustration was yesterday when he got off the plane and Gavin Newsom was there to meet him. And I don't know if you noticed it, but first of all, Gavin Newsom is 6'3", and Trump claims to be 6'3", but yeah, he looked like a toddler next to Gavin Newsom. So I don't know how he thinks he's 6'3". But, you know, he wasn't supposed to be there to meet Trump off the plane. But he also was smart enough to know not to give Donald Trump, because Donald Trump will talk brave, you know, without you around. But to your face, yeah, he ain't so brave. And the only time he gets brave is when he has security around. So Gavin Newsom was going to make sure that he met him eyeball to eyeball. And if you notice, Melania Trump didn't seem meeting Gavin Newsom at all. She seemed pretty happy to have him there. But what's going to make things a lot more difficult for the United States over the next 4 years is people around the world don't feel comfortable dealing with Donald Trump because of his personality disorders, because of his narcissism, because of his inability to tell the truth. How are you as a leader supposed to believe anything Donald Trump says? And why would you? And if you did, the people behind you in your own country would look at you like, what is the matter with you? So yesterday was a very interesting day, to say the least. And that wasn't the only thing that happened. There's some other big news, but I'm going to save that for the end. But just know this, that the next couple of weeks are going to be very telling, because Canada and Mexico has made it very clear to the United States, if you mess with us on tariffs, we are going to mess with you right back, and it's going to be painful for both of us. So let's not do that. We'll see how it goes. I got a final comment. Don't go anywhere. The Draway continues right after this. Pete Hegseth made it yesterday in the vote, I guess, 50-50. I guess you're allowed to be confirmed if the vice president has to come in and confirm you at 50-50. It doesn't speak well for the Secretary of Defense to squeak in 50-50, does it? And the reason that he squeaked in is because he's not qualified at all. At all. He has no business being head of the Secretary of Defense whatsoever. He has no qualifications for it at all. Typically, this is a job held by very experienced generals or admirals or something like that. Yeah, he was a major in the reserve. So his qualifications are way down here compared to most people that would be considered for Secretary of Defense. So for some reason, we just put not only a person that's not really qualified, but who has had a drinking problem for years and years and years and continues to have a drinking problem. And you know he's got a drinking problem when he says, well, if you confirm me, I won't drink anymore. If you confirm me, I won't drink anymore. Yeah, anyone that has a problem with drinking will tell you, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. And so instead of the United States putting in its best and brightest, what United States has done is United States has put someone in at the top that is supposed to be a good businessman, but has failed at almost every business he's ever had. Just about every business. He couldn't run a casino without bankrupting that. He bankrupted a casino. How bad do you have to be if you can't run a casino? But he couldn't run a casino. He couldn't run an airline. He couldn't run a school. He couldn't run a football team. He couldn't name the business. And just about every single one has gone belly up. He has a long list of failures over and over and over and over again. He has one of the, I guess his distinction is in the 80s and 90s, no one lost more money than he did as a individual in the United States. I think he's number one in the most money lost in the 80s and 90s. If not, he's top three, but I think he's number one. So this is the guy that we thought would be a good person to put into the White House. And now he's running all types of scams. What kind of president walks into the White House and at the same time releases a meme coin that is just going to be a rug pull and thousands of people are going to lose their money? But this is what happens under Donald Trump. You can actually defend Donald Trump putting out a meme coin? Yeah. The other thing I can't defend, and the other thing I might as well get off my chest because I want to know what you guys think, because Target just came out against DEI. Let me make something perfectly clear to you. If you are one of those anti-DEI people, you're probably a racist. Definitely, I'm not saying definitely. I'm saying probably. And that's because there's no reason to be against diversity, equity, and inclusion. There's no reason. There's no reason to be against that. But just know that if you are, and if you're walking around upset about DEI and, that's a DEI hire, and if those words are coming out of your mouth, yeah, you're probably a racist. And you should be treated as such, Am I saying 100% of you are racist if you're against DEI? No. But 99, 98% of you, probably. And by the way, I won't be shopping at Target anymore. Target can go kiss my you-know-what. I will be shopping at places that have inclusion and kindness and aren't looking to separate us. And Target just made a big mistake. But I want to know what you think about this whole DEI thing. As far as I'm concerned, it's just another whistle. It's just another way of saying, hey, I'm a racist. And that's exactly what the Republican Party has become. Can you be a Republican and not be racist? I don't think so. I've been asking for 2 years. 2 years. If you're Republican, let me know why. Why are you Republican? and nobody knows why. Well, I know why. It's because you're racist. But they try to say things like small government or taxes. Yeah, that's not a thing. So you can't say, well, I'm against spending, or I'm against small, I'm for small government. Yeah, that's not a thing in the Republican Party. So you're going to have to come up with an actual reason. And so far, I have not found one Republican, not one, that can tell me why he's Republican or she. And it blows my mind. Anyway, that's the Draway for today. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me inside. And just remember, there's a new Draway each and every day. And I hope you hit the subscribe button, and I hope you come back every day and check out a new Draway every single day. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Draway.